My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. Right, it is currently Saturday, May 28, 2022, and it is currently 9:05 a.m. Yeah, Omnitrans is loitering in relevant position at Euclid and Hope Boulevard with light activity. And I'm at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts using what are the buses as a means of ongoing amplified audible activity. That is the speakers on their buses, and that's a method of the entity maintaining noise levels, which is the ongoing objective. And Omnitrans is also currently at that intersection now, crossing path. It's Route 83 at 9:06 a.m. It's going southbound at 9:06 a.m. Crossing path. They've been loitering, as I've shown you, under the fake sun and indirect light while this entity is stalking by planes and helicopters and by police. Omnitrans is engaged in that state surveillance system, and it is nothing other than a means of public transportation, maintaining light activity, and also a means of what is amplified audible activity, the use of their speakers to maintain noise around me. So I just want to document that that's Omnitrans engaged in P.O.C. right now as I'm leaving the grounds of the museum at 9:06 a.m. 7PXU 730. (93775J3). (7WOY 680). (8GLX 367). 60536K1. That's Amerigas. AMERIGAS. And Southwest Airlines is group stalking. All right, pay attention to where I'm taking pictures of them yesterday. They're flying over by the museum right now where I'm at. Monitoring with Southwest 49405R2. That's crossing path by Southwest over my head. 6FHN 775 is crossing path in relevant position on the ground. 8UBG 103. 7ZEG 814. They're monitoring together, and you're also paying attention to, again, where third parties such as Southwest Airlines are using commercial airline planes to engage in stalking and monitoring. They're doing so in relevant position to me. Where I'm standing is where they're concentrating their plane activity, and that's why you see it flying over the 150 East Hope Boulevard, flying over the REA money transfer right over my head where I stood at the intersection yesterday. They're flying south of that location because I'm south of that location, flying right over me at the intersection of Transit and Holt. 8CQP 077 6FHN 775 1545799 is Omnitrans Route 87. 6ZJY 641. And that is very specific, very precise migration, all right? That nuance of placement, all right? It's very specific where I'm standing right at the corner next to REA Money Transfer at 100 South Euclid Avenue, right at that corner. That's where Southwest Airlines is flying directly over me and doing so on multiple occasions. I captured images of that, again, as I was documenting on podcasts, and I continuously captured group stalking by the entity using commercial airline planes. The entity is flying in a position relative to where I am located. That's why it's speaking to what is the same hovering conduct, amplified audible activity. So you're understanding what is the separation from the criminal act is the sound of the plane. The criminal act is the presence of the plane over your head. All right, and it's also speaking to what is 7LCM031 facilitation, while those that surround you are monitoring together. All right, the sound of that plane is separate from what is the actual presence of that plane. The entity is engaging in conduct as though it's perpetually taking off. Everywhere that you're at, it's hovering over as though it's taking off from somewhere close to you. No matter how far away it is from the airport, it's always engaging that because the entity is stalking. They're stalking by commercial airline planes. And that's why it's also very specific to where I'm at. I'm not at the corner. That's why they're not flying over that corner. They're flying right there over me. That's where you see Southwest Airlines. The people of the state are stalking together. And this is Southwest Airlines monitoring with the people of the state, monitoring with the police departments. And this is the Ontario Police Department. Ow. It is 9:10 a.m. 8SVY287, 6JA8, 6JL, I can't really see these ones. Rider is crossing path 8YYB385. And Omnitrans is loitering in relevant position. This is the Route 87 that I documented, crossing path. They are maintaining presence and relevant position. It's 9:11 a.m. They're just stalking in the path of flight activity. License 7EVW331, 6LRS701, 7ZES346, 8SOF593. Mm, 6EKA752. See, license plate 8YIU907, 7DNU028, 6ZMR916, 6BXU928, 4VLX179, it's 9:12 a.m. 8TJG121, BU61Z63 paper, 6BXU92A red that one, 04742B3, 6ZMR916, 7XAK885, 7VZW702, 7KHD090, 7XDY895, 5RMP497, 8RHA140, 664311L1, 7YVR538, 93783J3. And it is 9:13 a.m. Um, 8WPV038, 41729H2, 5TRT457, 8KPL507. Zero 195-8U1, 8CEC095, 8LQS689, 5GGA129, SASSY18, 6RJS317, 83416J2, 8CBJ052, 6SO8847, 6BXS293, ED029 handicap, 6Z915DO, I believe. That's audible activity. You have what is the venues over where the T-Mobile, the Zolos BD80, Bally Spa, Verizon nightclub. This is amplified audible activity. These are minions that are monitoring. And they're doing so on behalf of the Ontario Police Department. License who is stalking in relevant position. License 41756D2. 8GYB793. VELTEL. It is 9:16 a.m. Rosa Rita Beach, motorcycle run. Yeah, that's audible activity they're monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. Just like they were last night, by the way. This entire venue documented engaging in what is criminal summoning repeatedly, molestation. This is an entity that's engaging in the pattern of conduct together. All right, it is 9:16 a.m. Monitoring with the Ontario Police 8M34350 and Ontario Police license plate 1519428, vehicle 1039. That is the Ontario Police that are stalking by helicopter, engaging in assault and battery with these demons who they're stalking with, and that's speaking to federal prison. All right, I continue to speak to and collect what is documentation of the Ontario Police Department. These officers, they're all going to federal prison, and you're going to disband them. And the people of the state are going as well. They're engaging in monitoring, threatening your life with these psychopaths that are the police department and fire departments and whatnot, monitoring together. 8WLP838, and that's exactly how you deal with what is group stalking. All right, terrorism by an entity together. That is that ongoing obsessive stalking while they are stalking you by helicopters, driving by their group stalking in their police vehicles, while they know that you are also documenting it. That's also an intent to try to terrorize you. You're talking about what is beyond that. You're now surrounded by what is evidence of your criminal activity. So you're talking about what's a psychopath that belongs in a straitjacket. You're going to remove that threat from the public. All right. But the demon's intent is to terrorize somebody, to try to strike fear while you're documenting them. And they are obsessively stalking you. Okay, and that's not a matter of debate. That's a matter of objective evidence, what that demon-possessed police officer is doing, and the intent which is reasonably construed, and also which I've already shown for. Not only did I tell you, let me tell you what these demons are doing. It's also that which is reasonably construed from the evidence. All right, license 8NGY201. What you are doing and what you intend to do, what harm you seek to inflict while you're engaging in that conduct. 8NFB946 6822OX2. License 8CTX240, 8EAF958. And again, this is Rosa Rita Beach. It's got like a paper sign up. The address is 111 Euclid Avenue. Monitoring with the Ontario Police 8MCG984. They're playing that music. Understand they are monitoring. It's audible activity. That's facilitation. Everybody in that venue subject to federal prison. All right, they engage in what is impunity. Just providing ongoing elements of monitoring in concert with the demons that are the police who are stalking. 8UDJ833. It is currently 9:18 a.m. 7XPJ411. 5LDC167. 6A. 49661, 4YQD072, 8L09132, 8YLE130, 6RTP964, 6YNW269, KEW-4841, BU55X37 paper, 7MMR774, BV21U76 paper, 8VZM561, 8XBN781, 7LYF217, 8CZY900, 6MFP94L, 8ADD300, I believe, 8STS939, 7GJD721, and it's currently 9:19 a.m. All right, I'm going to document these minions. All right, they were monitoring last night as well, but I'm going to document this. 7ZOM800, 8PWY058, 8YVD308, 8H15379. They're all over here monitoring group stalking, facilitating the Ontario Police Department's criminal conduct of surveillance. They're monitoring as well. 226444W2. License 8PWY058, 7FBN351, 7WGN941, 8GJA377. right, that's audible activity. They're monitoring. Those demons aren't concerned about Zumba. Understand that's audible activity. It's facilitation. 7FB and 351. And I did capture image. That's 111 Hope Boulevard. The sign above it says Rosarita Beach. I don't know what that sign says. No, what's the name of your establishment? Who? So, one more time? Sweat it out? Oh, sweat it out? Oh, got it. Sweat it out. That's what it's called. They don't have a sign. 8GJA377 7VQB498. It's called Sweat It Out at 111 Hope Boulevard. They're monitoring. That's audible activity. This is demonic conduct I'm revealing. They're monitoring. All right. The Ontario Police crossing path while audible activity is created. It's the same thing where a Southwest Airlines plane is flying over and you have the same soundtrack of a plane taking off. They're not taking off. It's audible activity while they are stalking in the sky space above you. It's demonic. 820-681. And there are no circumstances whereby the elements of monitoring are going to be maintained and a third party will in any way avoid being prosecuted. That's the malicious system. So you can hold your Zumba class. You'll be prosecuted while you're in Zumba class. 7NKP054. License 7JVP107. 6TSS054, and she states that it's called Sweat It Out. So I want to document that. It's 9:23 a.m. All right, license 8TGK058. License plate 8STN463 7BSV926 6 U.S.C 139 4 YOM 404 FC111 handicap 6 UGD 596 76990K1. It's not just the police that they're facilitating criminal conduct amongst, it's the people of the state they're also monitoring. Understand that. 5JYA483. And remember, the people of the state are monitoring with the police, so you've got a cycle. They're monitoring together. 8LTL979, I believe. 7AVW. I can't wait for that one. 8XBU341. 6WXW664. 8PRK384, 5LYJ357, 8ZAT384, 3LRR749, 'em. Handyman services is group stalking at Metro 102. That's a demon engaging in tracking steps. So he's sitting in the parking lot. Remember, I'm on Euclid Avenue at the bus stop. So this demon's in the parking lot, crossing path, engaging in surveillance. This is a demon. Very demented stalking activity by the people and the police. So you're talking about a whole group. When you're breaking down what group stalking is, this is sick. And how do you have this in sync conduct? Because they're stalking together. They're tracking your steps because they're demons. Satan knows exactly where you're at, and Satan's using all of them at the same time. All right. And then there's psychopaths that want to look like they're normal. There's nothing normal about them. 5SFM279. That's how you get what somebody that belongs in a psychiatric ward in a straitjacket. That's where you're understanding that level of malice. That's a psychopath. That's not an insane person. That's somebody that knows what they're doing is wrong. They know that it is entirely abnormal. They know that it's very weird if it were known that they were stalking someone. And it is known. All right? It is known now. I'm exposing it. And then you're also witnessing the psychopath while they are still engaging in that obsessive stalking. That's what the Ontario Police is providing day in and out. Day in and day out. While they're stalking by helicopter, they're going in psychiatric wards in federal prison, and you're disbanding that police department. Every single last one of them are very dangerous psychopaths. All right? Their minds. They're very unbalanced, and they are in positions that they are literally posing a threat to the public. Those are ticking time bombs. Okay? Criminals. 8RGM671 69781R2 79363K1 8FIL797 8RXM005 9AMF268 8AIU947 8WAV264 8C93051. All right, and that's audible activity by Sweat It Out, that third-party facilitated video. They don't even have a sign. All right, that's how broke they are, and they won't be able to afford a defense in a federal prosecution either. 8SQM382. It is 9:26 a.m. Alrighty, this is the entity flying over me on the side of the street that I'm at, no longer at the museum, not flying over REA money transfer, flying right here over me. That is Alaska Airlines, 8NVE355 hovering. So let me show you that. Alaska Airlines is hovering, all right, engaging in what is group stalking, and that's with the people of the state, that's with the police department. All right, this is what state surveillance is. Alaska Airlines is flying directly over the street, and you'll see in my pictures while I'm standing at the intersection of Euclid and Holt Boulevard, Southwest Airlines flying right over my head over REA money transfer, the building I'm standing in front of. Where moments ago, where I'm standing at the intersection of Transit and Holt in front of 150 East Holt, Southwest Airlines is flying directly over my head over that building at 150 East Holt Boulevard. Where I'm sitting at the bus stop over here on the opposite side of the same Euclid Avenue, you have Alaska Airlines flying right here over this building, stalking with planes. Okay, license 7VNV 953, 8WDE 870, BN059 handicap, 8AMJ 034, 8NYP 107, 1173C handicap, 8PCH 964, 8WOF 376, 7YPT 783. Route 84, which does not run at this bus stop, license 1545682, 2343. Arriving at 9:28 a.m.
Route 84.
Hi.
Montclair.
Are you not doing Route 83 today?
Be fair. Okay, you're fair. No
Oh,
courtesy
because it
rate.
said 84, but you're doing 83? Okay, I just need to make sure. Thank you. Alrighty, this is their signage. She says the signage is off. That's why it says 84, as though she doesn't have any control of that. Anyway, it's currently 9:29 a.m. Alright, this is Route 83. Remember, it's a means of identifying the entity. The people of the state is the company Omnitrans. The people of the state is the employee as well. That I document. This is the bus that's displaying Route 84, which is inaccurate. And this is also relevant to what is knowledge of the fact that you're being documented. But like I said, it's really neither here nor there. This is the Route 83. And displaying on the bus says Route 84. As you can also hear on the speaker, it says Route 84. So I just want to be clear on that. That's the direction that I'm going, 46347T1. Even if I were to get on Route 84, the pattern of conduct remains. The same company, the people of the state are engaging in the same group stalking conduct. And the buses do maintain real-time control over what's displayed on the buses. Or I just want to point that out. They have literally changed the signage in real time as I've witnessed it, but you have what is, it's off, and so that's why. But that it's actually, it's relevant to what I've documented while the entity will change their signage in order to engage in deceptive practices while I'm documenting their criminal conduct, which they know, they're engaged in surveillance. But it's not really relevant with regard to what's the P.O.C. Whatever route that I'm on, I document for precision as to where I'm at and what's going on where I'm at and, what is what. But it's the P.O.C., period, 8BSD 301, and this is driving on the Route 83, regardless of what is the misrepresentation on the bus, which says Route 84, which, by the way, the bus drivers, the operators, have the ability to adjust. I just want to put that out there, okay? Anyway, it's 9:31 a.m. 46347T1.
Padres solteros, madres solteras, o los hogares con dos padres, son enviados escolares del condado de San Bernardino pueden ayudar si tienen niños de 0 a 5 años. Llame ahora
7EQV068,
543-7025.
8UJV471, 8MWP481, 6WGN027, MZFROG, 8RY, I'm not going to say that one, 7KMT006. 8RYR893, Northwest Way. They're monitoring at the Bank of America, 735 Euclid Avenue in Ontario. The American Inn, that address is 755 Euclid Avenue. Avenue in Ontario, California. The Blink Fitness, which is inside of that shopping plaza, formerly containing the Rite Aid. They're monitoring inside of that plaza as well. License 01814Z2. They're monitoring at the Brookdale property on Euclid Avenue at 4th Street in Euclid. They're group stalking, monitoring. License it's 9:34 a.m. It's group stalking at the Chaffee High School and the fake church that's across the street from that Chaffee High School, which I documented before. ESJ030. 8GZN670.
Welcome aboard. A reminder to our passengers on the Trans-Bus.
It's currently 9:35 a.m. We're at the 10 freeway.
We salute our service members, both present and past, and thank you for your service.
And this is again employee 3017 that's operating this bus that says Route 84 when it is Route 83. And this is again, like I said, the substance of the documentation, regardless of any note. I'm going to note it. It says Route 84, but I've documented this employee before. I've documented this same bus route. 8MRC452, 6KFC446. Excuse me, 6KFC466. And this is the same employee. For example, documented her engaging with the P.O.C. on Route 61. All right, it's the same with Daniel Luna. It's this is the P.O.C. License 8TTH297, 5YZL535, 6WNR296, 8ZAX958, 8XSA484, 92780Y1, 8LFB577. Now just cross the city line. We're in Upland, California now. WNR296. Guess I didn't read that one. Group stalking at the Arco at 193 South Euclid Avenue. License 8ZAX958, 8XSA484, 7PPZ561. CQS591. 8MNB605. surveillance at the barber shop, the Clips, pet salon, the Upland Florist Boutique and Florist. They're group stalking, engaging in surveillance. It's across the street from the 7-Eleven where I'm getting off. Sitting there in their vehicle, stalking with light, engaging in surveillance in plain sight. You can document that venue, even if you can't see a license plate. It's 9:39 a.m. Alrighty, this is again Route 83 that displays Route 84. Bus number 2343, license 1545682. That's driven by the female employee engaging in the pattern of conduct, representing the people of the state, the documented employee 3017. License 8SWG712, and employee 3017 is documented engaging in what is surveillance, monitoring with the minion that's at the pet salon, stalking in the path with light activity. They're monitoring together. All right, she's engaged in surveillance while she's driving the bus. Understand what surveillance is with regard to group stalking. They're engaging in what is presence on behalf of the government. All right, that's not going to be planning itself in front of your house or inside of your house, wearing their police uniforms. They're doing it through the people. Employee 3017 is therefore engaged in what is criminal surveillance with that demon who's across the street monitoring with her, stalking with light. 6XBB042. It's 9:40 a.m. And I got off at in Upland, California at the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. These demons are engaging in what is surveillance at a gas station. This is how pathetic they are. They engage in surveillance in bathroom stalls as well. Obsessive stalkers. License CWL3930, that's Arizona. And license plate 3188R03, that's a paper plate of a white GMC Sierra. Group stalking at the gas hall, that's a Latino male wearing like a pink/rose colored shirt. He's monitoring, sitting in his vehicle, monitoring the whole time, waiting for me to get off the bus, monitoring with the minion that's group stalking at the pets salon across the street. They're monitoring together. License 5WLX196, 8KUB457, 6FPE925. It's 9:41 a.m. License plate 7YXB713, I believe. 7YXB713. Yeah. It's 9:41 a.m. Alrighty. The entities engaging in surveillance inside of the venue. You're looking at those that are standing around in the aisles. They're stalking merchandise, and I'm showing you what's a minion that's group stalking at the gas station. The minion that's engaging in surveillance at the pet salon across the street. This is how they're monitoring together and keeping me surrounded. Okay, 6BAX180. This is called relevant positioning, and they're again inside and outside of the 7-Eleven, wherever it is that I go, following in this manner as an entity together. 8TDZ286. That is understanding what is surveillance, and I did capture an image of that. And these are demons. They're conditioned. This is the demon possessed engaging in this corporate conduct together. And I'm showing you what is relevant positioning. They are monitoring while they're also in traffic, just maintaining presence, systematically monitoring while demons are maintaining presence inside of the 7-Eleven. Group stalking on the sides of the streets, sitting around in their cars, sitting at the gas station, and then making a purchase. And that's literally how the system operates, and that's supposed to be where you would never be able to suspect or quote unquote allege that group stalking is underway. But again, group stalking is not based on what it is that you're buying or anything like that. I've shown you what is the system that these demons are operating, and it's not intelligent at all. 5WLX196, it's plain surveillance. And they're doing it while the demons that are the police departments are sitting around stalking as well, providing an ongoing soundtrack to facilitate their demonic conduct and their criminal surveillance with that government. 8KUB457, 6FPE925, 7RME073. All right, so when I'm documenting, for example, and I'm inside and I'm documenting the sound of sirens, or I'm walking around, and they're creating an ongoing soundtrack. These demons are surrounding, monitoring together. It's 9:49 a.m. And this is the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. License 8TDZ286, 6XBB042, in case I did not read that one already. 8XET911, 8YBE399, 8XEK313, 7FGM202, 8ROL101, 39034M2. I can't really see that one. Upland Police 154161, I believe. 1578909 is the correct one. Those are two demons and two separate police vehicles. Upland Police Group Stalking. License plate 8FXS 576 8GVM 049 7DQF 520. Understand the significance of an American citizen documenting that. Those third parties are going to federal prison with the Upland Police or whatever police department. Okay. License 8KUS 093. 8YGY 401, 7ZYP 251. They're all stalking together. Eight MKE 370, 92062H3, 8KTD 783, 8ZJW 877, 8YME 886, 8VVX 945. 5TXB 124, and this is how the, for example, the Upland Police who are placing under surveillance in Upland, California, are maintaining ongoing presence. Every third party that I'm identifying, all right, every house that you're walking around, every business that you are surrounded by, all right. It doesn't matter if those demons are inside of a school district, the Upland Unified School District, demons group stalking, and that's how the Upland Police are maintaining presence around you. All right, this is the entity that is group stalking while the police engage in taking their turns group stalking in your face and also ceaselessly group stalking via the people of the state. Okay, it's currently 9:52 a.m. and that is also speaking to what is again addressing the criminals that are law enforcement engaged in this corrupt system, which is entirely terrorizing. They're a bunch of demons stalking. You're using your police vehicles and police trucks, and that's what you're doing. You're stalking somebody. 7NCV700. While that American citizen is also documenting it, you're very, very unstable. And this is not a question. This is fact, what I've already established. I'm speaking to what's going to be punishment, all right? And you're talking about what is necessary as a matter of justice. 6C00569. And you're talking about what are, again, federal prison disbanding law enforcement agencies and when you're talking about using, this is what the Los Angeles Police Department did. You're talking about that level of terrorism, that level of criminal conduct, that level of obstruction, seeking to that terroristic style. You're talking about disbanding. All right, disbanding. This is what the Los Angeles Police Department has been engaging in for decades, by the way. It's not new. I just happen to be exposing it. And what do they do when you confront a government that's placing you under surveillance? Exactly what I captured in countless videos and images. What the Los Angeles Police Department exhibited to the public, and I documented it. All right, you're going to disband that corrupt agency. All right, and it is that which is mimicked by the Ontario Police Department. It's not different. All right, this is the pattern of conduct of what is federal group stalking and monitoring. Those are demons who express hostility by seeking to terrorize, all right, threaten your life while they are hovering over you by helicopters and airplanes and then driving all around you, stalking you, while they know also you're documenting it. All right, and even before you begin documenting, because I'm bringing up the way in which you're going to expose a government place you under surveillance, you're going to document. So American citizens subject to this prior to documentation, okay, you're talking about what they probably might not have even fathomed documentation. They're engaging in this conduct with impunity as though they think they're going to get away with it. That's what that threat is communicating while they're stalking you obsessively. All right, 8NOM196, you disband that criminal conduct. All right, that you're talking about what is demonstrating the fact that you are disqualified, you are unfit to be in law enforcement. You are literally a criminal. As I'm exposing the fact that they're criminals wearing these law enforcement uniforms and badges and identified with these agencies. You're talking about what is an irrefutable pattern. Los Angeles County and San Bernardino County stalking me by helicopters. Under what is a fake sun. PHATMMA. This is necessary speaking to what are those that belong in a psychiatric ward. What do you call somebody who has access to a helicopter, all right, and is using it to stalk a person? What do you call that? That's beyond freaking weird, right? That's weird. Why would you do, like, you can't even articulate the level of demented that illustrates. This is what the government is doing. This is what police departments are doing. Okay, you're talking about what is awesome. Let me tell you what, it's not just criminal. That's terrorism on its face. the reason why you're doing that, the purpose behind doing that. Oh, you're trying to terrorize somebody. And not only that, you're a demon. Understand, this is Satan using people. The demon possessed. The Los Angeles Police Department. That's what you need to understand. That's what that's about. They're demons. All right. And that is another grounds of what is disqualification from working in law enforcement. In case you didn't know, now you know. It's a disqualification. It is 9:56 a.m. I'm at the Upland Public Library, where you have what are minions that are group stalking. While I'm sitting outside waiting for the library to open, they're all here engaging in surveillance. This is the P.O.C. And this is, again, it's Saturday, May 20th, 2022, 9:56 a.m. Alrighty, these are demons that are engaged in criminal summoning. The moment I start taking pictures, the Ontario Fire Department, the Upland Police Department start sounding sirens. That's federal prison. All right, and you've got another demon that engages in pacing with a communication device. She looks like a crackhead. She's got burgundy tights on. She's crossing path. All right, and they're focusing their attention on bike racks. The moment that I turn and start taking pictures of those demons, sirens start sounding. All right, those are minions who are monitoring with the state, stalking with the state, engaged in surveillance on behalf of the state, and that same state that's stalking via these third parties then begins sounding sirens as I capture their images, okay? It is 10 a.m. on the dot. That's criminal summoning, federal prison. And this is the entity that's engaging in surrounding. This is the Upland Police. That is the Upland Police that's sounding sirens. The San Bernardino Fire Department, the Upland District, stalking with the use of sirens while they know I'm capturing images of group stalkers. They're standing, and it's 10 a.m. You'll see those images. Sirens start immediately at the same time. That's why the people of the state go to federal prison. And that's a psychopath, by the way, that's stalking you as though they're doing something else. That's why they also belong in psychiatric wards. Understand that very pattern of conduct, revealing what is necessary as a matter of justice, also based upon their very criminal conduct. It's very demented. All right? And that's the absence of coincidence while the entity is stalking with sirens, while they're stalking in relevant position. That's the P.O.C. Let me be clear. The employees inside of Upland Public Library, they're monitoring. These demons holding what's a farmer's market, they're monitoring. All right. It is currently 10:01 a.m. That same ongoing stalking conduct is occurring in bathrooms, and that's why the entity is going to be prosecuted, not only for purposes of being that psychopath, their mental state immediately brought into question upon prosecution. You're talking about grounds of federal prison and psychiatric wards, straitjackets for being a group stalker. This is demonic conduct, psychopath level conduct. But also a sex offender, very violent sex offender, one never contemplated under federal law. This is the government that's a sex offender stalking you in bathroom stalls. All right? This is P.O.C. It's 10:02 a.m. Noah is engaged in criminal summoning. Kristen's engaged in criminal summoning. Carissa is engaged in criminal summoning. They're group stalking inside of Upland Public Library, and they're also engaged in federal stalking by an entity in the bathroom. It is 10:02 a.m. We also have Erica. Hi, Erica. Yeah, she's monitoring. She's also engaged in criminal summoning and bathroom monitoring. All right, this is stalking in the bathroom stall. This is the entity that's stalking in the bathroom. It is 10:04 a.m. All right. That is the impossible audible activity of an elevator inside of the women's restroom at the Upland Public Library. This is a demon that's stalking in the bathroom, and it's also a third party representing the Upland Police Department. This is the entity that is stalking by helicopter inside of the bathroom. This is a terrorizing threat. It's demonic activity, everything you're hearing. And it's ongoing monitoring inside of the bathroom. This is also impunity. While they're demonstrating it, a sex offender that's chasing you in the bathroom while you're documenting it. And this is that which is communicated by, again, the employees. This is Carissa. This is Noah. They're violent sex offenders, Erica, who are group stalking in the bathroom. And the entity is continuously pacing in and out. This is P.O.C. It's 10:05 a.m. These are demons pacing in and out. The same demons you see molesting with directed light. The demons that are remaining in a venue where the light source remains over all day long. Stalking in directed light, molesting with directed light, stalking in a bathroom. While they know that you are aware of it and documenting it, violent sex offenders belonging in what are not only federal prison, you're talking about psychiatric wards. Very, very demented conduct. The entity is stalking via their presence. I want to be clear, Carissa, Noah, Kristen, and Erica, that's what she goes by. She goes by Erica. They're group stalking and monitoring in the bathroom. This is P.O.C. So I'm showing you the entity that's engaged in assault and battery as an entity stalking under what is a fake sun and directed light. While the entity is stalking me by helicopter, this entity is stalking in the bathroom. That's literally what they're doing. It is 10:06 a.m. That is the sound of what is Erica. She's a demon-possessed group stalker. She's a sex offender monitoring in the bathroom. She's an employee of Upland Public Library. She represents the entity that is stalking by Upland Police and by helicopters belonging to the Upland Police Department. And she's doing so while the target individual is inside of a bathroom. She's a violent sex offender. She's a demon, though. This is the reality of their condition. These are demons. It's 10:07 a.m. And also the images of the demons, these third-party group stalkers that are of the male gender, because those are not men. Those are demons of the male gender. They're monitoring while I'm inside of the bathroom as well. Okay, they're violent sex offenders, and I captured their images and their group stalking in the bathroom. You're understanding what is surveillance from gas stall to bus stop to intersection to bathroom, place to place to place surveillance. That's what group stalking is. All right, that's a mark of demon possession. That's an act of terrorism while you're hearing what is the sound reminiscent of an elevator, which you cannot hear under any circumstances inside of the bathroom. It's impossible audible activity. This is a demon that's stalking in the bathroom and demons surrounding outside of the bathroom, maintaining real-time knowledge of your presence and your ongoing activity in a bathroom. This is an unprecedented sex offense. That's amplified audible activity. Those demons, those are the employees that I name. They do the same thing while my panties are down, ongoing real-time knowledge of what I'm doing, while then they are also physically stalking in the bathroom. That's what I'm documenting right now, surveillance in the bathroom with the target individual. This is the Upland Police concerned about what's going on with my panties in the bathroom. It is, by the way, 10:10 a.m. Amplified audible activity, 10:10 a.m. Just maintaining noise. All right, that P.O.C, that demonic conduct follows into a bathroom. Slamming of a door, maintenance of noise. There's demonic pacing in the bathroom. It's 10:15 a.m. I'm monitoring what I'm doing on my phone. So entering inside of the bathroom, the cross path. Amplified sound of what's supposed to be an elevator. These are demons.
Huh?
This is ongoing demonic pacing. And it's where they're pacing that's legally relevant with regard to the prosecution for what is a sex offender. It's 10:16 a.m. This is surveillance in a bathroom. This is what demons do. Audible activity, relevant positioning. It's 10:17 a.m. And this is that ongoing obsessive concern with what's going on in my panties in a bathroom. This is an entity that's engaging in what is that corrupt system, which is also sexually violent monitoring conduct and stalking activity. Very, very demented. Alrighty, it is the Upland Public Library, and this is by virtue, I've obviously captured way more than that, but you have the sexual violence captured by the minions that are going by the name of Noah, Kristen, and Carissa, and Erica, who are engaging in what is criminal surveillance, while demons pace in and out of the bathroom on their behalf, where they're monitoring together as an entity on behalf of the Upland Police Department. All right, and this is demonic conduct that they are jointly engaging in. While they just sit back and monitor the documentation, that's a psychopath that's going to a psych ward, all right, that's going to sit in federal prison. Very, very sick. Very sick. All right, it is currently 10:18 a.m. I want to capture what is that ongoing surveillance. It is ceaselessly underway. It's 10:18 a.m. And this is the venue where the fake sun remains, and that's what I documented yesterday as I exit an hour earlier. And you have what is no sun that's possibly remaining outside of the entrance doors under any circumstances, but also not when I physically leave the venue, and the fake sun remains over me in Ontario. And the bus that I'm ordinarily on is arriving while the fake sun remains stationary over me in Ontario. But yet I'm capturing the fake sun over me when I remain at this venue after 6:30 p.m. as I exit, and directed light is aiming inside of this exit. Those are demons that are stalking about. That's what you're listening to. That's what you're witnessing. That's what I'm documenting. And that's exactly how I'm going to prosecute them while they are engaged in what I'm doing with my panties in a bathroom. That's capturing the sex offender. It's 10:19 a.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, this is documentation of what is ongoing criminal surveillance, which is entirely sexually perverted. It's very gross conduct what demons engage in, and they're doing it on behalf of the police, who are group stalking, operating this corrupt system in Upland, California, where I remain subject to it. These demons, going by the name of, again, the employees are monitoring what these demons who are pacing in and out of the men's restroom and the women's restroom, maintaining presence, literally entering and exiting the bathroom with real-time knowledge. At the same time, this is stalking with activity while bodily functions are underway. That is the very disgusting and gross level of stalking activity that demons engage in. Where they're stalking with activity, that activity is also created while you're in the bathroom, okay? And this is being specific because this is the criminal conduct that they're engaging in, and it's sexually perverted. It's very, very demented. And this is criminal surveillance. A demon is sitting in a bathroom stall stalking me right now, maintaining presence. All right, and this is the reality of what they're engaging in, while the entity is amplifying elevator activity inside of the restroom, where you can never hear the elevator inside of the bathroom. This is a demon, and all about the environment is revealing that, and this is that disgusting, gross, and sexually predatory conduct, very demented. That's why they go to psychiatric wards, okay? So I want to document that's 10:25 a.m. This is Satan that's obsessively stalking me in the bathroom, wants to be next to me in the bathroom stalls, representing the entity that is stalking as a group, monitoring, okay? I'm not pulling any communication device out of my genitalia while I'm engaging in what is activity inside of a private space, but you have what is also documentation. And so while you are talking about monitoring the documentation, while you are engaging in that sexual violence, what type of sex offender is that? It's one that's not been contemplated under federal law yet. All right. It is 10:26 a.m. and these are sex offenders in every way. And that's why I'm being specific with what they're doing, the knowledge that they maintain while they do it, including the knowledge that they're being documented. It's 10:26 a.m. This is P.O.C. I want you to hear this is a minion pacing back and forth while I'm inside of the bathroom stall. That's a psychopath that's referencing me while I'm documenting. Ma'am, are you okay while they molest with directed light? That's a psychopath, okay? Psychiatric words. So. 10:27 a.m. And that minion has been sitting in a bathroom stall stalking, just crouching in a bathroom stall, just maintaining presence. On behalf of the entity that sounds sirens at the same time that I capture images of group stalkers. They are stalking in the bathroom. And a psychopath that's molesting you with directed light is stalking you under a fake sun all day long, stalking you with methods of ongoing noise, talking about, ma'am, are you okay? Okay, that's called audible activity. That's the psychopath. That is Satan. That's stalking by helicopters. Like I said, these are facts. I'm showing you the level of malice. That's why they're going to sit in federal prison and psychiatric wards. All right, it's 10:28 a.m.
Can we say you're not lying?
Exactly. So what are you taking action on? So if you want to address it, just like you did now, you addressed me with it, that's fine. But you're talking about somebody came and told you something, and you come and tell me. And this is based on now what's a policy, based on what a lie is, stating that I'm in there calling people names. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm able to hold my phone. She just walked in front of you right now holding her phone. Are you assuming that she's recording?
No.
Okay.
Put up a signage.
Is she walking in, holding her phone, talking? Are you assuming that she's recording? I'm just asking a question. Regardless of what she's talking about, she could talk about whatever she wants. So why are you, and I'm not talking about you, the people in the bathroom, why are you taking it personally, whatever it is that I'm free to talk about on my phone and use my phone? I'm not in the bathroom stall taking pictures of you nude. I'm not engaged in, I'm not even looking at you, paying attention to you, but you have what is...
Unfortunately, I'm not comfortable with this conversation.
You should be, because
I
you're
no longer
targeting
want
me.
to comment
You should be.
Because of the way that you've reacted, you've made me feel uncomfortable.
Erica, now you can try to
attacking
flip it
with
all you want. You were the one that was
your-
getting defensive and raising your voice. Kristen is the only one that remained calm. So now you want to flip it? Are you aware that, are you scared that I'm recording you or something like you accused me before?
Well, we've made a statement,
We've
and
made a
so
statement.
we're done with our statement.
Yes.
Okay, no,
So
fine,
we're
that's fine,
stepping
Kristen.
right
You did not get out of character, but that's fine. You've got a policy now though, right, Erica? So you're prepared to act on a lie? I noted that. Thank you. That's P.O.C. They're monitoring in the bathroom and trying to tell me what I can do with my communication device while they're monitoring my communication device with the Upland Police Department. That's obstruction of justice. Hi, Katie. She's also monitoring. It is, and these are psychopaths that are monitoring your phone, knowing that you're what you are documenting. Hi, do you have any laptops available? Yeah, I do. I do, yes. So I want to, do you guys have any printout of your policy that Erica just told me about? You have a policy that there's no recording, which I guess this is inspired by me. I'm inspiring somebody to create policies in the library. Which I don't see where recording has anything to do with. I'm using my phone, so you're talking about what you're going to have to necessarily, how are you going to know somebody's recording? By virtue of them holding it and using it. Yeah, Erica just got through raising her voice at me when she brought to me an accusation of someone stating that I'm calling them names in the bathroom when I don't even know anybody. Your hair looks pretty today. When I don't even know anybody in the bathroom in there. And so my concern is you can have whatever policy you want. Like I could say, if you're talking about recording, which again, what I'm recording, and I haven't seen Erica in a long time, so she's talking about what I'm doing every day, and I find that interesting when she's not here every day. I've been seeing you. Yeah. I've been seeing Cindy and Noah, Carissa, but I haven't seen Erica, but she's speaking on what I'm doing every day. I find that to be interesting. But not only that, I do capture what is the environment in here, meaning the sunlight. You see me out here capturing light out the windows and through the roof above this library, and you're talking about what is specifically making a rule that you cannot document, and this is a public library, and I'm able to get the sun that's above the roof, and so I'm saying you can create a rule all you want, but you're violating my freedom of speech, and you're doing so in what is actually a very targeting manner, while you're also making specific accusations about what I'm doing on my phone, and I'm just curious how you know what I'm doing on my phone. Right. That's all I'm saying, and so I'm just addressing it with you because you are the one that's been here every day, and Erica has not, and I guess you called herself coming in and trying to bully me as I step out of the bathroom, and she's talking about what anyone could do, walk into the bathroom and say, she called me a sex offender, and I'm really upset about that. That's literally what happened, and I'm having a conversation with you right now. Yeah. I don't have a conversation with anybody in the bathroom. So, yeah, and the concern is so then you're going to take that All right. When everyone's supposedly concerned about their own business in the bathroom, you're using the bathroom. So why is it that you're falsely reciting a conversation that didn't occur? I'm using my phone. So what are you? What is it that you're concerned with? And then from that you're pulling out an accusation that I'm recording you. I find that to be very interesting. A very interesting combination of facts is all that I'm saying. I just wanted to bring that up with you. That's what Erica is speaking to. But Erica hasn't been here. I've seen Erica before, but Erica has not been here as of late. I've seen her today. She was standing outside of the bathroom while I was inside of the bathroom. So I'm wondering did she hear through the bathroom door something that I was talking about on my phone? Is that what it was? Because she didn't say that. She's referencing someone else, talking about I made them feel uncomfortable because I called them a sex offender when I'm not talking to anybody. Nobody in the bathroom. I don't know any of these people who are walking in and out of the bathroom. And now I'm getting what is an admission that I'm calling you names when I wasn't talking to you. You're all in my phone conversation apparently. And then you're a psychic. You know what I'm doing on my phone?
Yeah, that's a little.
That's interesting. I find it interesting. But anyway, it wasn't Kristen. It was Erica specifically, who's raising her voice and then trying to flip it.
I know that we got it I want to say a week or two ago, there was something at the desk regarding recording, but it's not here now. If you want to wait here, I can go see if I can get one from the manager and see if they've got a copy, and then maybe you can relay the conversation to them as well, because
I've actually talked to Elaine and Tracy. I've actually talked to Elaine and Tracy Randolph before about being harassed in the bathroom while somebody who was in a bathroom stall is attacking me, harassing me in that space, again concerned with my phone call on my phone. All right, and I talked specifically to Tracy Randolph, and on that day there was no conversation about excluding anybody else where they even witnessed that hostility by that third party. But today on what is hearsay, on what is ungrounded, you don't even have any, how do you know what I'm doing on my phone?
Right.
Because I'm talking on my phone, this means I'm recording. This would actually logically mean that I might be talking to somebody. Actually, that's actually the logical assumption. But you're specifically, exactly. And but by the way, if you were talking on your phone, I wouldn't be all in your conversation either. Yeah. All right. So, and I wouldn't run out from your assuming that you're talking on your phone. She's calling me a sex offender. I'm offended. That's what happened. Okay. But not even that. You have what is my reporting what is actually a threat to my safety inside of that same bathroom. And they didn't do anything about removing that third party who even showed hostility to Tracy and Elaine. She's huffing around and talking about I'm a problem, and that's another one. I never had a conversation with her other than to tell her to get away from me. But today, this is why I find it to be targeting, because you're bringing to me hearsay, which is untrue in all regards, and I'm addressing that with you. You don't want to talk about that, and you're ready to exclude me from the library based on a lie, when I have brought you evidence in front of the person that threatened me, and you didn't remove them from the library at all on that day. No problem. Go ahead. Hello, Joy. This is harassment by an entity engaged in federal stalking. Erica's going to federal prison.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find that paper or
No problem.
whatever.
And these are the limitations that federal law is going to address. You're going to document the government that's placing you under surveillance, the sex offender that's stalking you and monitoring you in the bathroom, and then you have what is obstruction of justice. You want to create rules in order to obstruct the ability to document. You're not going to obstruct it. You're going to sit in federal prison for that. And I'm exposing what is this methods of harassment. You can make up your rules all you want while you're monitoring my documentation. You will be prosecuted and you are going to federal prison, but I also want you to witness what is the personality of Satan, because that's what I'm confronting. These are demons, and they're violent sex offenders, and they're hostile to being documented. And these are facts. The entity keeping directed light inside of this venue for the duration of the day. Under no circumstances is the sun ever going to be present over the roof of your location for the duration of the entire day. And not only that, when I leave earlier than the end of the day, like I did yesterday, all of a sudden that light source is remaining in alignment with me. Well, how did I get that quote unquote sunlight after 6:30 p.m. The day before yesterday? When at 6:30 p.m. before 6, you're talking about what is before 6 p.m. I'm in Ontario. That light source remained right there over me. That's the detail that you're paying attention to. They're stalkers, and they're a bunch of demons. And they're violent sex offenders. This is criminal summoning. This is Upland Police. Hi! This is criminal summoning. They're monitoring. This is the same Upland Police Department. You guys like flying helicopters over the library? You guys monitoring right now? You just standing around observing the table? This is P.O.C. Hi. No. Are you the one with the Russian or German name or something? Oh, yeah. Hi. Uncle? What happened a little bit ago? I don't know. What happened? Did they call you guys? Yeah. Oh, why? What happened?
Were you in the restroom not too long ago?
Wow, that should be private information. Why do you need to know if I was in the
You
bathroom?
were filming in the restroom?
Oh, they called you after they told me about a rule that they were going to enforce, and then they called you?
Well, I don't know what you know. We got called because we were told that you were in a restroom and that you were recording somebody.
Oh, okay. Recording what?
Recording a female that was in the restroom trying to use the restroom.
I was recording in a bathroom stall? Somebody sitting on a toilet?
That's what we were informed.
That I was recording somebody sitting on a toilet. So I broke into the bathroom's door and just stopped them from using the bathroom.
Not that you broke into, we just...
So I stopped them from closing the door. How did I do that?
Erica, that's all.
Wow, how do you, oh, you know my name, Erica? Okay, this is Vanderbilt. So I just want to hear logistically, how does that work? How would I capture somebody trying to stop them from using the bathroom?
I didn't say you're stopping them.
I mean, you actually have to. Those are very narrow doorways. So for me to get pictures of you using the bathroom, I'm necessarily holding the door open. Hold on, let me get a picture of you using the bathroom. Let me get that.
What's your last name?
Why? Am I being detained?
We're talking to you right now. I'd like to know.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, but am I being detained?
What's the... You said the RP is here? Or?
No, I thought the employee was coming down.
So are we not going to talk about how I'm taking pictures of people using the bathroom? Because that's why you were called. And I'm just saying logistically, how would that work?
You want to talk to her?
Talk to you.
Maybe somebody in the bubble.
Oh,
See what they
sure.
want to do.
This is Vanderbilt, and what is your Kunkel, right?
Yes.
Kunkel.
Yeah.
Kunkel.
Erica, yeah, we just have to make sure that we don't have people filming others using the restroom or anything like that. That's an
Right.
invasion of privacy. We want to make sure everyone's safe in this public space, public library.
Right. So how would I be invading somebody's space using my phone in the bathroom? I'm not in the bathroom stall with them.
Well, it's if you're filming them. If you're
Filming them
somebody
what?
in a private area doing a private act.
They're not, first of all, when I'm standing outside, they're in a bathroom stall using the bathroom, that's something else. But people are walking in using they even did that while I was talking to them. They're walking in the bathroom holding their phones, using their phones.
Were you filming?
No, I'm not.
You weren't
But
filming in the restroom at all?
what do you mean? Like filming somebody using the bathroom?
Yeah, that's why
No.
I'm just talking to you.
When you use the
It's
bathroom, you...
every story.
Okay, so we can go through this because this is common sense. When you use a bathroom, most people close the door. I mean, I've never seen somebody go into the bathroom and not close the door. You're closing the door, so how would I be capturing somebody using the bathroom? Other than, like I said, am I standing there holding the door open? Hold on, wait, let me film you using the toilet. What is going on?
There, so that's why I'm talking
Well,
to you.
what I'm saying, when somebody's calling you and making those assumptions, that is speaking to what is a serious threat if somebody's doing that. I'm trying to stop them from closing the bathroom door, and yeah, that's sexually violent. That's very weird. While I'm standing in the bathroom using my phone,
It's downstairs.
well, this is criminal summoning. While I'm standing in the bathroom and using my phone, if I'm in a bathroom stall, I'm not taping anybody, obviously. I'm in the bathroom stall. When I'm standing in front of what is the doorway, waiting to use a bathroom, waiting for a turn to use a bathroom stall, that's not recording somebody in the bathroom stall. So I don't see.
Using it? Was there maybe a misunderstanding?
Is that okay? So I just want to be clear. I'm answering questions because I want to get to the reason why you're actually here, because nothing that I did is in violation of the law. They don't even have grounds to call you here. This is a threat. But I'm going to entertain it because what you have is logistically when you got allegedly a phone call talking about I'm recording in the bathroom, what it is that I'm possibly recording when I'm either in the bathroom stall with the door closed or while I'm standing outside waiting to enter a bathroom stall. Okay, so I'm obviously not capturing anybody using the bathroom. While you are standing in the bathroom with all your clothes on, standing in front of the mirror, looking in the mirror, washing your hands, standing, whatever that they're standing around to, that is nothing that's in any invasion of privacy. They are walking in there using the phone as well in the bathroom. So my thing is, you're called here and you're talking about you were given some vague information you're recording in the bathroom. Recording what? I'm not recording anybody with their pants down in a bathroom stall, obviously, because if I'm in the bathroom stall, I'm by myself in the bathroom stall. If I'm standing outside, you are in the bathroom stall with the door closed. I have yet to ever see somebody use the bathroom with the door wide open. I mean, I've never seen that. But anyway, that's not what's going on. And not only that, I find it interesting that they walk in and out of the bathroom while I'm using my phone, which I have a right to do in the bathroom, in the general area in the bathroom. And then you have what is walking out, and this is Erica and Kristen, that are talking about, oh, we have a rule, and somebody said that you said that they're a sex offender. So you're talking about I am in there taking pictures of people, and that I am calling them a sex offender while I'm engaging in what is sexually violent conduct. That's very interesting to me, that combination of facts.
Like I said, I wasn't there. I'm just telling you why we got called out. Did you have any interaction with somebody in the bathroom?
I don't know any of these people in here. And this is what I mean for them to.
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Were you making small talk, or were you talking?
I'm
to
on my
anybody in
phone.
there?
I don't. So when so let me break that down.
You're on your phone right now, but you're still
Yeah,
talking to me.
yeah, I'm talking to you. When I am holding my phone and talking, the ordinary assumption is that I'm not talking to you because I don't know you. Okay? I'm not looking at you. I'm addressing you now. I'm talking to you now. Yeah. This is not what's going on. I didn't have any encounter with any of them. I didn't look at them. I didn't talk to any of them. I'm free to use my phone. So if you're listening to my phone conversation, that's your problem. Okay, and then you want to walk outside.
Is that what happened? That you were
I can't tell you what happened. I told you what I was doing in the bathroom, which I have a right to do. You're talking about what are false allegations while I'm in the bathroom, and you want to try to flip that as though I'm some sex offender. When you're inside of a bathroom stall, and I'm on my phone, and I'm a sex offender, but you're talking about I'm calling you a sex offender. That's very interesting. And so my point is, the bigger point is that this is, hi, Upland Police,
Erica, how old are you?
What's your name, ma'am?
She's asking you a question.
I know. If
Erica,
I'm not.
How old are you?
Okay, so I've been sitting here cooperatively answering you because I'm documenting what is targeting inside of the Upland Public
What
Library.
year were you born? Can you give me that?
Am I being detained for a criminal act?
We need to make sure that there's no violation of you recording somebody in a bathroom,
Right.
violating their privacy.
And how would
that's
you-
why I'm talking to you right now.
Yes, so the long and short answer of that, am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Say anything yet. Yes, you're being detained right now.
Being detained for what?
Erica, I explained it a couple times already.
Being detained for what? For
We
somebody?
need to make sure that there's no crime that happened.
Yeah,
With you invading somebody's privacy and making
in the
comments
bathroom.
towards
You want to go look
somebody.
at that bathroom?
What
Because how would
find
I
in the
take it?
bathroom?
You already know already based on the facts. How am I taking pictures of somebody physically indisposed? Because that's the only violation of law that would occur. That's not happening. So this conversation has been voluntary. Now you're saying I'm being detained. So what law is in violation?
She explained it to you several times. Investigating to see if a crime has occurred.
Yeah, and you can look inside of the bathroom stalls, and clearly I'm not
Erica,
taking any.
that's why we're talking to you. We want to hear both sides to the story.
There is
That's
no, but
why
what
I'm
other
talking
side?
And see if there's some kind of misunderstanding. You said that you were on the phone at the time,
which
so
I have a
maybe
right to be.
comments that person thought you were making towards them. Maybe you were making it on the phone. Is that what you're telling me?
That's unfounded. That's not my issue. If you're invading what is a conversation that I'm not having with you, I'm not addressing. I'm addressing you now. That's how you know I'm talking to you. If I'm not looking at you and I'm on my phone, which I have a right to be in the bathroom, and I'm not in a bathroom stall with you while you're physically indisposed or anything, I don't see how you're getting from that I'm taking pictures, because you got two different allegations here. While you're claiming I'm being detained. Williams, what's your badge number, 2286? Okay. You're a sergeant? Okay, this is a female, and she's speaking to the fact that I'm being detained, all right? And this is violation of no law. So you have what is the entity that's engaging in what is claiming that I called someone a sex offender. That's what Kristen said. You're saying that I was recording somebody in a bathroom stall.
That's why I'm trying to talk to you to see what actually happened.
So there's some confusion. Why would there be confusion about what they told you and what they're telling me?
I only know what I was told, okay?
Yeah, so that's in conflict with what they told me, though.
We talked to two different people.
They're
I
the
believe,
same
so
employees,
That's why
though.
there's different.
That doesn't make sense.
things
And
happening.
if it's so important, you'd think that there would be a streamline of information when you're calling the police. You're calling the police. I'm that much of a threat. You're calling the police. Well, I had a conversation and they walked away, and I was preparing to get a laptop. She went upstairs to go tell me about a rule that they supposedly have, and then the police show up. And you're talking about I'm being detained.
Hey, Erica, were you
Yes.
talking to the county team not too long ago about getting placement or anything like that? Have you ever contacted anybody? My understanding is, are you homeless right now?
How do you know what my status is?
So I'm asking you.
What?
Are you homeless right now?
Why?
So I can help you.
Well,
you
if
wanted
this is-
assistance after we figure out this situation, I can actually offer you resources.
I'm actually not interested in that because I don't find this to be helpful. This is targeting inside of the Upland Public Library and surrounding me by police officers and exercising authority under the law that you don't have. Not only is this a violation of my rights,
All right, now we have more
now you're
information,
talking
okay?
about what is making allegations that are unfounded. Yes.
There we go.
Hi.
So here's the deal, okay? They don't want you in the library today. They'd like you to leave.
Why?
because of the incident that happened today. I know you're saying that whatever happened didn't happen the way I said it or I heard it.
No. They said, somebody said XYZ, right? So
What's your middle name?
why?
Because I'm asking what
Well,
your
finish
middle
your
name
statement, Vanderbilt. I want to hear what you're saying.
They're asking you to leave. And if they don't want to leave, they're going to press charges for trespassing.
For what? On public
trespassing.
property? At
Yes.
the Upland Public Library,
Yes.
trespassing?
Yes. Because you can be, it's a public library, so the public is welcome to be in the library.
Right.
Right. But if there's issues that are being caused and people ask you to leave, the people who work here, which is what's happening now, and you refused, then you're going to be arrested for trespassing.
Okay, so the thing about that is, Vanderbilt, they called you,
Yes,
and
they
you've got
did.
some confusion of information as to why
I don't
you were
have any
called.
confusion. I talked to multiple
They
employees
told
myself.
me something not what you told me. And so you being here, now that you're here, and you're supposedly looking into the situation, you can't, but walking into the bathroom stalls, pictures of people in the bathroom with their clothes off and whatnot is not what happened. That's why you were called, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't the first time we've been called here for that issue, though.
Not with me.
Specifically, I'm talking about other issues that they've had here with recording in the library and with you.
No, not really.
This is
No.
what I'm being told by the people who work here.
Okay, well, that's
But we're not here.
not the case. So you can make up information all you want, but that's not the case, Vanderbilt. What's your badge number, though?
3194.
I'm sorry?
3194.
3194? Okay. And you're talking about you're going to exclude me and based on trespassing while you are lying about why you were here in the first place. Right? I don't know him. I don't know what he's talking about. No, I don't. And we're not going to be distracted from the issue here. You were claiming that you had the right to detain, right? You did not. You're talking about what is information that I'm taking pictures inside of the bathroom stall. That's untrue, and that's different from what they also told me. And then all of a sudden you show up and talk about the allegation, which is that's defaming, that I'm taking. Not only is it defaming, but it's also factually untrue, okay? That I'm taking pictures. You're talking about two different allegations. I'm taking pictures of people in the bathroom stall, because that's the only violation. That I'm taking pictures of people naked in the bathroom. That's what I'm doing, right?
Be relieved of
But then you have the allegation that I'm calling people names. I'm calling them sex offenders. Those are two different allegations. That's what the employees are telling me. You're telling me I was taking pictures of people, and now you're saying because you don't want to get through the details of that, we just want you to leave, and they don't want you to be here for the day, and there's previous issues that do not exist either. They called the police, this is last year, while they were talking about we got disturbances, we got complaints inside of the study room, that's it.
Can I provide you with your options here?
You can overtalk me, but I'm documenting your criminal activity, Vanderbilt. So that's why it's relevant. That's why we're going to go through that. While you're engaging what is the exercise of fictitious authority.
We're all filming.
You guys, that's great.
We're all filming.
That's great. I'll use that
We've already
documentation.
explained everything to you.
You're
We're
actually
gonna leave
engaged in
now.
criminal conduct
We're
while
all
you're
gonna
recording.
leave.
That's fine.
So that we
That's
can let
Kunkel.
everybody-
Can you remind me of your badge number,
Leave
please?
it alone.
What's your badge number? That's audible activity. He's monitoring with the police.
All
What's
right,
your
we're all gonna leave right now.
What's your
You're gonna
badge number,
come with
ma'am?
us outside so that we can let everybody read and carry on with their business in the library. We're being a little loud. We have yelling going on. We need to head out, okay?
No, I
There's
get
a
it.
disturbance.
It wasn't a
They asked you to
disturbance.
leave now?
I was getting
We
a
gotta leave.
laptop. There wasn't a disturbance. You guys came down and
Well,
escalated
we
a
got
non-situation.
called down. That's why we need to leave now.
Right.
We're asking you to leave.
Okay, that's fine. What is your badge number?
3190.
Okay, Kunkel, and again, this is Williams, who's a sergeant, and you claiming that you had the
If you
right
don't
to
leave right now,
detain
you're
me.
gonna be arrested.
You had the right to detain me. I have a right to
Are
document
you ready to
you.
go to jail?
Okay, this is.
Wash your hands.
Ow, don't touch my neck.
I know. Relax your hands for me.
This could have been so much more easier.
Why do we have to do this?
You don't have to.
You could have been walking away.
Don't tighten it on that side.
I'm going to document you.
This is all documented. That?
In the center. No,
This
no, no.
thing?
Press the X.
The X?
Press.
Today at 2:35 p.m.
Alrighty, this is documentation of what is an ongoing kidnapping that's in process. This is San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department at West Valley and Rancho Cucamonga, and this is kidnapping as I documented it via podcast from Upland Public Library. This is kidnapping by Upland police officers Vanderbilt. This is a Caucasian male, Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt, and Kunker, Kunker, Caucasian female, and this is also the Sergeant Williams. She's a female, freckles on her face. She's about 5'3", 5'4", and she is the one that is documented engaging in what is fictitious authority. They all are engaging in fictitious authority, but Williams is the one that states and exercises that, stating that I'm being detained. This is criminal monitoring that's underway. And then you're talking about exercising fictitious authority, stating that this is a detention. The entire time I'm voluntarily talking to them because I'm documenting them. They're stalking, and they were stalking in the bathroom while the people of the state are pacing in and out. And then they are present while I am documenting the pattern of conduct, speaking with Katie. Right, and this is the escalation while I call out their presence while I'm on my podcast. This is the Kunker and Vanderbilt who entered the Upland Public Library. They're on surveillance cameras. You see them meandering on the second floor. I am the one that speaks to this. I'm documenting them on my podcast. Understand all of the entity is monitoring while I am speaking to what is the common sense breakdown of their criminal activity, monitoring and stalking in the bathroom, and then their nonsense that they are speaking to. Oh, somebody said that you are calling them names in the bathroom, and then you have the police. This is a lie that they are engaging in. Why are they lying? Vanderbilt is lying about what is, again, that's this conflict with regard to why they are there. Understand, it's criminal summoning, why they're there. He is stating a reason that's supposed to be the surfaced excuse as to why they are there, because calling names in the bathroom is not enough. So I had to be taking pictures of people in the nude for them to be there, all right? Understand what that lie is about. And as I am going through and breaking down what is their conflicting information, this is monitoring conduct, but what I'm documenting is that ongoing criminal act that they're engaging in together. There's a reason why you have what is this quote-unquote confusion with regard to why they are there. It's going from what is name-calling when I'm not addressing anyone. They're all monitoring me. I'm breaking down the criminal conduct. They're going from what is name-calling to what is then while the police are there and giving me an explanation as to why they're there. Oh, because I'm taking pictures of people in the bathroom stall. And as I'm breaking this down logistically, how would that work? Of course, they do not have an explanation. And so you were talking about then escalating to what is, okay, well, we're not going to sit here, obviously, and have me make them look stupid, because you cannot in any way reconcile what you're stating and your presence here, which is in conformity to a pattern of conduct. Vanderbilt is also making false statements, as I documented, stating that this is not the first incident with regard to monitoring, well, not monitoring, those aren't his words, with regard to them being summoned.
To replay this message today at 2:39 p.m.
All right, Vanderbilt is stating that this is not the first incident with regard to them being summoned and having to do with the bathroom, which is a lie. And I addressed this on the podcast as I'm documenting it. Again, these are criminals who are monitoring me, and they're engaged in what is criminal summoning. This is means of harassment and intimidation while I am documenting the people of the state. Okay, this is the demonic activity as well. I'm surrounded by what are demons. This is an entity that's engaging in the criminal system, and I am dealing with the people of the state. And so you have the demons that are the law enforcement agencies that are present pursuant to what is criminal summoning, failing and giving what is a grounds for what is the reason why they're there. Calling names in the bathroom is not sufficient. So this is why Vanderbilt is stumbling and creating what is a conflicting information as to why they're present in the first place, calling me out by name. All right, so I've been identified. You're talking about, oh, I'm taking pictures. All right, but you can't explain, and nor are you doing any investigations. You're just talking to me, and that's fine. We're talking, but then when I'm talking, then you're talking about, oh, this is a detention now. And now when I'm talking, trying to find out what's your names, what's your identification, what is it that you're claiming as to why you're here, then you are talking about what is an arrest, because now you just want me to leave. And why is it escalating to this? Because everything that they are stating are conflicting statements while I'm documenting the pattern of conduct. You have minions that are making false allegations with regard to name calling. I'm documenting their stalking activity, and they know very well that they are stalking and monitoring. These are minions who are engaging in what is criminal summoning while they are focused on me, admittedly focused. Understand, even those false allegations are speaking to what is a focus on me. This is the Upland Police Department that is stalking on an ongoing basis by helicopter, as I have video documentation of. There is no argument with regard to what the Upland Police are doing, the knowledge that they have while they're doing it, and you have what is an engagement, and all I'm doing is pointing out the conflicting explanations as they're given to me, and I'm documenting the entity altogether. These are a bunch of demons who are lying while they are stalking in about them, caught as the sex offenders that they are. Again, that's Sergeant Williams, who is engaging in what is a kidnapping by an entity seeking to obstruct justice, while the target individual whom they are monitoring in a bathroom, they're violent sex offenders, is documenting that, engaging in what is exercising fictitious authority, stating that you have the right to detain me, which you do not, that this is a detention. No, it's not, and you're stalking, you're monitoring. And you also engage in this via helicopter, and you're doing it via the people who are stalking in the bathroom, and they are then physically present and providing, again, what is a an explanation as to their presence, as to what you were called about. And so you have what is, that in and of itself, you're talking about what is suspect. But this is, again, this is already facts that the Upland Police Department are engaged in state surveillance. And I've documented this. This is a matter of objective evidence. You have what is the absence of any legitimacy by the police department who are stalking. Kunkel is a sex offender. She's monitoring in the bathroom. She's monitoring with the people of the state while they're in the bathroom. That's what I documented. You have Vanderbilt. He's a sex offender. He's monitoring while I'm in the bathroom. He's monitoring with the people of the state as I'm documenting that. You have what is...
To replay this message, day at 2:42 p.m.
All right, and you have Williams and Vanderbilt and Kunkel. This is Upland Police Department, is what I'm stating. They're sex offenders who are monitoring, and then they are entering inside of the venue. And again, the form for this system is that somebody's called the police. They're actually lying. They were monitoring the entire time while I was in the bathroom, all right, while I'm documenting it, engaging in lawful conduct. You have what is the ongoing conspiracy to threaten and harass, because that's what the purpose of the arrival in your presence while they're monitoring together. And you're talking about what is, by the way, there is no need to call on the phone the Upland Police. They're stalking. And you're listening to these psychopaths ask, what's your birthday? What's your last name? And they're stalking me by helicopters. Okay, they're going to federal prison. These are violent sex offenders who know exactly who I am and what I'm documenting, while then they are lying ineffectively as I am breaking down the lack of any sense that they are making while they're telling me why they are there and what they were told as to why they needed to be present. I want to be clear who's engaging in kidnapping with the Upland Police, who are stalking on an ongoing basis by helicopter, which I captured again yesterday morning, while the entity is ominously stalking by helicopter at the Upland Public Library prior to my entrance of that venue, where the light source is remaining over my head. Okay, these are demons who are stalking, and this is the ongoing evidence that surrounds that fact. And I'm documenting on my podcast what I captured today is Tracy Randolph. This is Katie, Erica, Kristen, and Noah, who are in relevant position. They are stalking while I am identifying them based on their conduct. They're sex offenders who are stalking on behalf of the Upland Police in the bathroom. All right, and so they are engaging in what is kidnapping. And they are also engaged in what is criminal summoning. I want to be clear, criminal summoning serves the purpose of engaging in a kidnapping, and that's exactly what resulted. And why? Because I am documenting the entity that are demon-possessed, all of them together, and none of them are making any logical sense. And you have what are hostile demons, as this is the case. And so they seek to resolve it. Again, this is what I documented. Okay, well, we just want you to leave for the day. That's fine. I'll document that as well, the seeking to exclude. This is harassment. And I'm going to get all the information. I'm going to document it. And so while I am engaging in that process, first it's a detention and we're talking, that's fine. And now it's now you want to exclude me from the library for today. But you have, while I'm getting this information as to why you want to exclude me, then it is rushing into what is an arrest, okay? And this is the entity that's engaging in kidnapping while they are monitoring. And what you are listening to in the background, this is a third-party group stalker, a demon-possessed minion, and this is the Sheriff's Department engaging in the demonic system on surveillance camera. She's pacing, and she's also engaging what is harassment on behalf of the demon-possessed minions that are the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. Again, they're heavily documented even by name, and they're going to federal prison, and they're engaging in that ongoing impermissible threat, repeatedly kidnapping with the police departments. And this is Upland Police this time. All right, the entity is engaging in this on the surveillance cameras, which I am referencing, and this is an ongoing kidnapping that remains in progress. This is
To replay this message, today at 2:49 p.m.
all right, Brown, and you have what is Deputy Ortega, and you have a Deputy Skinner, and Jabari. These are females that are engaging in kidnapping right now. They're on surveillance cameras. They are monitoring while they place demon-possessed minions, third parties, inside of the cell, and that's what this demon is doing. But I want to be clear, this is the repeated acts of kidnapping by the entity. So this is precipitating from what is stalking in the bathroom, and this is at the Upland Public Library. And I just want to speak to, that is the significance of what I captured on the podcast. And on my podcast, the entity is engaging in what is waging defamatory allegations while you are indeed monitoring, and you're monitoring on behalf of the police. The police are then present, providing what are conflicting statements as to why they are there, yet they are specifically identifying me, and you have what is the inability to rectify what is the escalation from what is merely name-calling to then I'm taking pictures of people who are nude in the bathroom, which does not make sense. I'm being a sex offender, but yet I'm calling you names specifically I'm calling you a sex offender while I'm being the sex offender taking pictures of you. The reason why you have this conflict is because you have an entity that is aware of the fact that they're being documented. These are also demons who are fearful and at the same time utilizing the same tactics that they have. So you have what is the intent to terrorize and harass. So the only thing that they have in their tool belt is to engage in criminal summoning. Call the police when you can't make sense of what are the lies that I'm breaking down as I'm documenting it. This is what Erica's engaging in while she's harassing, and I stated it before, and that's exactly what is the case. She's going to federal prison. She's not the only one. You're talking about the Upland Police Department. You're talking about the minions that are inside of the Upland Public Library. You're talking about what are the employees, and as they stood there, engaging in what is defamatory speech, criminal defamation is grounds of federal prison. All right, waging false allegations, understand it's published. Everything that they are stating, which are lies, all right, are published information amongst the entity that's monitoring you. So understand how defamation is inherent to everything that the entity is saying while the entity is stalking and being the sex offender. That's the personality of Satan. Okay? So I just want to document those deputies and the third party who I identified. That's the first name that I stated. And this is a demonic pacing. This is terrorism that's underway at the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, group stalking on the streets, as I've documented license plates in the specific environment, amplifying audible activity inside of these brick and mortar cells. Okay, this is the ongoing pattern of conduct, which is demonic at its core, and this is also documented on surveillance cameras. I am again at West Valley, and this is Conquer that drives me here. Understand they're also engaged in what is an illegal search, an illegal seizure of my property as well. All of this is just harassment while you're documenting their criminal conduct. All of them subject to federal prison. Okay, this is an ongoing kidnapping that's underway. All right, this is P.O.C.
To replay at 2:53 p.m.
All right, it's approximately 2:55 p.m. So I do want to speak to the pattern of conduct that remains subject to monitoring. So even as they are arresting me inside of the Upland Public Library, which is an assault and battery by an entity engaged in federal stalking, this is kidnapping with intent to obstruct justice by the entity that is monitoring and engaging in that sex offense, all right, while they are literally engaging in the pattern of conduct, literally stalking on an ongoing basis by helicopters and then walking into the library as though they don't know my name, as though they have been called by the people of the state who are group stalking with them. They are group stalking me by helicopter. So like I said, that's the absolutely preposterous acts that the police department engaged in. They are monitoring on an ongoing basis. And the criminal activity of the Ontario Police Department, this is the same entity, okay? It's a superficial distinction to go from Ontario to Upland. It's the same state that's stalking by helicopter, stalking by demon-possessed police officers and the people of the state. So I just want to be clear on that. And this minions placed me in the vehicle. They're monitoring the entire time. Remember, it's the Upland Farmers Market that was underway today, monitoring while I'm documenting criminal summoning by the minions who are group stalking outside. I want to be clear, the same Upland City Council member who engaged in criminal summoning with the and utilizing children to engage in that, he's outside at the farmer's market, crossing paths multiple times. This demon specifically communicating a threat, wanted me to see him, all right, while he repeatedly engaged in pacing in front of the vehicle, engaging in what is loitering in relative position, monitoring with Conquer. He's monitoring with the police. He's engaged in an ongoing kidnapping that is in progress, and this is a specific Upland City Council member that I documented just days ago and that I also documented in August of 2019, where he was engaged in the same exact criminal system. This is impunity. All right, that's the entity that's engaging in that pattern of conduct, while all of the entities monitoring together. Let me be clear, that Upland City Council member is a violent sex offender who was monitoring me while my panties are down in the bathroom. That's exactly what the entity was doing. And then you have, again, my documentation of the entity that is engaging in what is harassment while you document that. And all I'm doing is showing you how they don't even make any sense. They are unintelligent and is not sophisticated, and they are not able to even remain consistent with their lives while they literally just want to engage in what is harassing you because you're documenting them, and then calling the police on you for no reason, making up reasons that don't even make sense. And you're talking about what is seeking to what is engaging in an escalation, which is a kidnapping. So you're going to federal prison for all of that. And so that's the significance of that. And I also want to document the farmers market, those vendors that are there, the vendors at the Upland Farmers Market, they're engaged in kidnapping. All right, they were in the parking lot using their vehicle, stalking in the path with Conquer, who was engaged in an illegal search of my property, the ongoing seizure of my property. This is what she's doing, and they're monitoring together, and doing so pursuant to what is these are demons that are engaged in that. And I'm also revealing what is the criminal conduct as it continuously is underway.
To replay this message, today at 2:56 p.m.
All right, this is, all I'm specifying is that at this point where the entity has engaged in an assault and battery and a kidnapping, this is criminal monitoring by the people of the state while a kidnapping is in progress. That is grounds of federal prison as well. So I'm just speaking to that, and that's what this council member and that's what the farmers market are engaged in. I want to be clear, Sammy's Market number 5, the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue, the entity that is in relevant position at the around the vicinity in relevant position around the property, in other words, the San Bernardino Fire Department. All right, San Bernardino Fire Department, the Upland District. You have where I'm documenting the same exact environment where the entity is keeping a fixed sun. They are all monitoring together. They're monitoring while the entity is engaging in a kidnapping, and so that's what I'm speaking to. And it is even down to what are those vendors, all right, who are present at the farmers market. They're all group stalking with the entity who's in the process of an ongoing kidnapping. All right, so I have documented that before. What I also want to document at the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, the particular minion, this is a demon wearing a sheriff's badge, which she's going to federal prison, and she engaged in what is theft of my property when I was kidnapped in 2021. The kidnapping that occurred on June 18, 2021, and I held up signs. I created signs denoting the fact that I was kidnapped and subject to criminal defamation, and this particular deputy, this is a Caucasian female. She engaged in theft of my property, which was, she stole my signs, the large signs that I would hold up on security cameras in order to document the fact that they were engaged in kidnapping. This same deputy is group stalking in the hallway on surveillance cameras with Skinner and with, I believe, Jabari, this is her name. She's on surveillance cameras giving me some toilet paper as I requested. The Caucasian female is the deputy that engaged in theft of my property. This is an entity that's engaged theft of my property, which I was using to document an ongoing kidnapping. Okay, so they were stealing my signs. This particular demon engaged in that, and I documented that, and I want to be clear, I have her name. I've already documented her, and she is the one that's group stalking with Skinner in this side office in relevant position, monitoring with this demon that's pacing in and out and creating ongoing audible activity, which the entity is monitoring too. All right, I'm being monitored while I'm inside of the cell at the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, the facilitating venue of West Valley. So anyway, this is an ongoing kidnapping. This is what I'm documenting. All right, and this is P.O.C.
7A0C817, bathroom monitoring, and engaged in kidnapping while I remain at West Valley Detention Center. It's currently 8:02 p.m. License BU31S82 paper plate, that's the same. All right, the entity is monitoring while I'm physically indisposed inside of the private space inside of West Valley where I remain kidnapped today. And this is by the entity that engaged in what is kidnapping at Upland Public Library. So this is kidnapping by Tracy Randolph, Erica, Kristen. You have Katie, who was there, who I was speaking with, Noah, those are state actors, employees at Upland Public Library, and the minions that I also captured in still images. This is the entity that engaged in kidnapping, criminal summoning, criminal defamation upon what is monitoring me in the bathroom. And then you have what is that defamatory speech where they're making false allegations and conflicting lies where the police are not able to come up with, again, they're talking about why they were called, and it's in conflict with what the people who called them allegedly told me myself. So why would you make up two different situations? And I'll tell you why. All right, because first of all, you're telling me about what is false, that I'm calling people names. I documented the exact everything that they were engaging in. I'm not calling anybody names. I'm documenting, and minions are aware of the fact that they're being documented, and that's why you have the personalization. While again, in their alternate universe where you're not monitoring me, you're not stalking, you're not aware of my presence. So I'm talking on my phone, and you are engaging in what is making allegations while I'm not addressing you, and I'm going to document you. You're going to document the entity, period. You have what is escalating it from what's name calling. So why would you call the police and say, oh, she called someone a name in the bathroom and their feelings were hurt, to what is, I'm taking pictures of people in the bathroom stalls. See, this is where you're getting, oh, we got to call the police. But that's that's why you have that. All right. And Vanderbilt came off of the dome with that. He's not very bright. And then they struggled with what my questions, common sense questions, any question that you should ask when they're calling the police on you, by the way. The entity is hostile to that. I'm documenting them, all of them together, the police and the people of the state who are monitoring. All right, and this is what is precipitating, and this is criminal summoning. And so when I documented the hundreds, all right, the hundreds engaging in criminal summoning, this is why they're going to federal prison. 8MBN 856, that's the deputy accessing this vehicle, engaged in kidnapping and bathroom monitoring. 7GKT 532. It is currently 8:04 p.m. and this is the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. The criminal that engages in repeated acts of kidnapping, falsification of documents in order to continue kidnapping, claiming warrants that do not exist, engaging in criminal defamation in order to kidnap inside of the mental ward. These are pursuant to the fictitious prosecutions that this entity has engaged in. This is the sheriff into whose hands I was placed by the kidnappers that are the Upland Police Department. Summoned pursuant to what is the criminal act of facilitation. That's what criminal summoning is. They're facilitating the pattern of conduct, and that's what I'm documenting. While again, the minions who are sex offenders documenting their criminal conduct, and then you have what is their scrambling, and that's exactly what you're witnessing while I'm documenting. They are scrambling, and then that's why it goes from, oh, you're not taking pictures of people in the bathroom. We just want you to leave for the day, please. Okay, could you just leave? Okay, that's really pretty much what it is. And then you're talking about what is then now you want me to leave. Oh, now you want to assert legal authority under a trespass. Got it. That's understand what they're doing. All right. So you're this is what the entity is engaging in. And let me be clear, it does not convert into some trespass. I am lawfully present. I have the right to be present at a public venue. I have the right to use my phone. Just like these minions are, they're monitoring communications. But this is the reality, and this is also speaking to nothing other than psychiatric wards in federal prison. I kid you not. This is what the result is. All I'm doing is you are literally witnessing what is the creation of that policy. You're witnessing why it's necessary. You're witnessing what are very egregious criminals and sexually violent psychopaths who are being exposed step by step as I document that ongoing process, as I'm encountering literally a demon-possessed entity you're engaging in what is the reprehensible act of stalking somebody in a bathroom. The police department that you're summoning, all right, going from what is I'm calling names to then now I'm taking pictures of people naked in the bathroom stalls. And you know why they can't break that down? You know why they didn't go into the bathroom and create what is engage in any investigation? Do you know why? Because first of all, I'm making them look like the liars that they are as I'm asking them logistically, how would that work? Why is your scenario different from what they told me? And why is it that you are now, you don't want to talk about it anymore because you can't answer those questions. And now you're just saying, I want you to leave or we're going to arrest you for trespass. Understand what that is. That they, first of all, under no circumstances do they ever cease from their position as the criminal. They are the criminal. They're engaged in criminal monitoring. They're going to be exposed. I'm going to document you. I'm going to prosecute you. And I'm going to surround you with what is legislation and use you as an example for how you will prosecute and document a government that's placing you under surveillance. The government that is a sex offender. All right. The government that is a psychopath. That's what you're witnessing. These psychopaths standing around me wearing badges like I'm supposed to be intimidated. No, we're going to go through that. You were called because why? Oh, really? Okay. And so how would that work? So are you here to investigate? Oh, now am I being detained? Because this is a voluntary conversation that I was having with them the whole time because I'm documenting. At no point am I ever they don't have reasonable suspicion. They do not have probable cause. They are stalking me by helicopters. They know exactly who I am. That's a psychopath. Those are psychopaths. Everything you hear. Criminals wearing badges, I'm going to take those badges. They're going to federal prison, right? But like I said, that's why I document it, though. The federal government needs to understand what the states are engaging in. This is terrorism. This is the domestic enemy, all right? This is the government placing American citizens under surveillance. In every way in which that machine works, I'm showing you how it operates, the unprecedented heights of malice. And then you have what is the entity. So you're resorting to what are the police. They're documented as criminals. They're stalking and monitoring. You're calling them. The people of the state, they're stalking and monitoring. They're heavily documented. They're engaging in what is the criminal act. They're hostile to being documented. All right. And then you're summoning the entity that has no legitimacy, the Upland Police Department, stalking me by helicopters and police. All right. And then you're taking me to the Sheriff's Department, heavily documented. They're engaging in surveillance and kidnapping, repeated acts of kidnapping, criminal defamation. You're talking all manner of falsification of documents in order to engage in what is, just unprecedented criminal conduct. And this is the Sheriff's Department that you're taking me to. So this is understanding not only what I told you before, I documented it, and now I'm telling you again what I already told you. This is an entity engaging in that pattern of conduct. And you have literally what are everyone that has dirty hands. And so you're talking about what is a criminal that has no authority under the law. And so you're passing me over, which is kidnapping. And they engage in kidnapping again, while you have no authority under the law under any circumstances. And while you have already been documented as that kidnapper, as that sex offender, as that one engaging in what is criminal defamation and fictitious prosecutions. All right. No legitimacy whatsoever. And they They absolutely did that, drove me to these criminals, the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. That's literally what happened. The criminals that are the Upland Police Department drove me there. The criminals that are the people of the state summoned the Upland Police. All of those who were scrambling today and then just resolving, okay, well, we just want you to leave, all right? Because they cannot answer common sense questions, which I have a right to pose. And why am I doing it for you? Because I'm documenting it. It's criminal activity. All right. I'm not just saying that they're a criminal. I'm showing you these are criminals, and they're all liars, and they're all violent sex offenders who are monitoring. All right. They know exactly what it is that I am documenting. They know exactly who I'm talking about. But you have what is in their alternate universe where they're posing as though they're not stalkers, that they're not monitoring, that they're acting like they don't know the Upland Police is flying over that Upland Public Library every day, which I have documented because there's not going to be a debate. There's no arguing with Satan. I'm going to prosecute. I have prosecuted Satan. The case is a slam dunk. OK, this is done. All right. Everything that I have prescribed as far as policy and what is punishment, that shall be. All I'm doing is showing you why it's necessary. This is how you must treat Satan. This is how you must do it. It is necessary. I'm giving you not only the eyes to see Satan, I'm showing you how you are going to punish Satan. Because that's exactly what I'm revealing to you. That's exactly what I am confronting. And I'm actually doing it on behalf of the ordinary American citizen, the ordinary target individual who is subject to this criminal system. All right. It's currently 8:11 p.m. And so I do want to catch up on some things. I remained inside of holding cell number 1. And I arrive at West Valley. Again, Officer Kunkel, the Caucasian female. She's the one engaging in what is kidnapping. The Upland Police, it's Vanderbilt and Williams and Kunkel. They're engaged. And the people of the state, let me be clear, they're fully engaged in kidnapping. Okay. But I want to be clear. She's the one that drives me to West Valley. And this is the Sheriff's Department. This is criminal continuation of kidnapping by an entity engaged in federal stalking. The Sheriff's Department engaged in kidnapping. And all while they are understand the creation of booking records and a charge and all. This is all like fictitious exercise of authority under the law. And guess who else has no credibility? The demons filling the Rancho Cucamonga courthouse, which have heavily, I'm saying we because I have exposed them already. And so these are the dirty hands that I'm being passed around to. They're all criminals. And I've documented every single aspect of their criminal conduct. All right. And this is all because you are monitoring. And while you are monitoring, I am documenting. I am documenting it. You are going to be documented. And you will serve federal prison for that pattern of conduct. And you're also going to serve federal time in federal prison for your attitude toward the American citizen who is confronting that government, who is literally asserting your constitutional and human rights because the government is a sex offender, is stalking you in bathrooms. What type of stuff is that? It's sick. It's demonic. That's what type of stuff it is. All right. And you're witnessing what are the demon possessed. And so while they watch me be pulled out of the Upland Public Library in handcuffs today, they're going to federal prison. I'm going to watch them be placed in federal prison because that's where Tracy Randolph and Joy, she was there. Katie, Erica, you have Noah. And they are engaging in the entity that is, again, the farmers market and city council member, Upland City Council member. He made sure that I saw him and I did see him and he's going to federal prison. And more than one count, he engaged in kidnapping today. All right. And so he was monitoring with the Upland Police as well while I'm kidnapped. An ongoing kidnapping in process while you're monitoring. You don't want to have anything to do with criminal monitoring while the entity is being a sex offender. You don't want to have anything to do with criminal monitoring while the entity is engaging in kidnapping. You don't want to have anything to do with monitoring while the entity is engaging in criminal defamation. All right. And this is what the entity is doing. And the entity is going to be prosecuted for that. All right. So it's currently 8:13 p.m. And that is pursuant to what is ordinary prosecution for any other type of criminal conspiracy. All right. And you're prosecuted not only for the conspiracy, you're prosecuted for the criminal act itself. All right. Any other criminal partnership that's underway, you and your partner are prosecuted not only for your criminal activity, but that which is reasonably foreseeable to result from your criminal activity. It is reasonably foreseeable that the targeted individual is subject to being kidnapped when you are engaging in a pattern of summoning law enforcement, when you are, by the way, engaging in criminal summoning, and the police have no legal authority while they're engaged in criminal surveillance, nor do they have any legal authority when they are engaging in criminal surveillance via the people of the state. That's what criminal summoning is about. It's designed to intimidate, to harass. All right. It's designed to strike fear. Stop documenting right now. That's literally the message that the minions try to send. That's what that is. And you see what I am doing. I'm not doing that. I'm going to document them because they're all going to federal prison. And this is literally what I am confronted with. And that's what you're witnessing. All right. And this is a breaking down of a system. Every single last voice that you heard is going to federal prison. All right. Every name that I recited, they're going to federal prison. All right. This is a process, and I'm just exposing that step by step. This is necessary for what is, again, the federal government that needs to be involved in what the states, in this country, what police, law enforcement, what they're doing. And it's criminal surveillance, it's terrorism, while they're placing American citizens under surveillance. And so the federal government is necessarily involved. Federal law is necessary in order to address this. All right. It's 8:15 p.m. And again, I have been released as of around 8 o'clock, around 7:50 p.m. All right. And that's also on surveillance cameras. This is P.O.C. I will go into more in a little bit right now. But I'm sitting outside of West Valley, and I just wanted to document those license plates. That's another method of documentation. I remain subject to surveillance. The entity that is stalking me by helicopter, guess what's going on right now? Right? This is why the government should never engage in this, because you're engaging in criminal conduct 24 hours a day. What you see the Ontario Police Department doing day in and day out, I'm subject to that same pattern of conduct right now at the jail. All right, this is and you already know that because the Sheriff's Department is engaged in falsification of documents while they're kidnapping, criminally defaming, in order to continue kidnapping inside of mental wards where they sought to artificially engineer a case for mental incompetence because they wanted to silence me. All right, this is the pattern of conduct. You already know that based on that, but look at my documentation. Apart from what I've already shown you about the entity kidnapping me repeatedly, I've already shown you the entity is obsessively stalking by police and helicopters. What do you think is ongoing right now? That's the pattern of conduct. This is a state facilitating venue. They're monitoring me right now. It is not pausing. It does not stop. Everything that I've showed you about the demon possession, about that ongoing stalking with activity creation, amplification of audible activity, directed light. All right, demons in what is directed light? That is within the walls of West Valley, which I have also specifically documented. So, like I said, there are many reasons, but aside from the fact that it's just very sad. It's very, very sad that an American government is engaging in this criminal conduct that's literally antithetical to the definition of government in American society. It literally is. But it's not just that. When you're talking about the pattern of conduct, the pattern of conduct is going on 24 hours a day. It's not ever taking a pause. So everywhere you're going, you're opening your eyes. That's like, Eureka, yes, you've got it. They're monitoring at West Valley right now. That's exactly what I'm subject to. And that's also a kidnapping while that criminal system is underway. That's also why, let me be clear, that's why this entity sought to kidnap me and defame me so many times. And had to engage in criminal activity in order to be in a position to try to do it. All right? So anyway, it's 8:17 p.m. and it is still Saturday, May 28, 2022. The Upland Police engaging in what is harassment. Again, the entity stealing my property. This is stealing my sleeping bag. All right. So you're talking about I have nothing to sleep in. They took all my personal property. They took everything. It's with the Upland Police. That's a theft. That's absolutely unlawful. All right. You're going to prosecute for everything that the entity is inflicting upon that target individual. And I'll deal with that. I'll prosecute for that. All right. This just comes with the territory of prosecuting a government. To be honest with you, it comes with it. But there is a day. There is a day that is coming. It's already done. All right. But we're living it out of the natural, and you're witnessing that process as I am literally just revealing it to you. I'm publishing it. We're going through it literally step by step as you're witnessing it. But it's not just I'm experiencing it, but this is not about me. There are people that are going through this in this country that don't have a voice, who are sitting right now. They're kidnapped somewhere by this government that's engaging in surveillance, who has no right to exercise any such authority. All right. And you have American citizens that don't even know the real reason why they are actually kidnapped. They don't even know that they're kidnapped. They think they don't know their rights. They don't know what's going on. All right. There is a bigger picture. And in that regard, it's not about me. It's beyond me. And so this is literally a journey that I am publishing with regard to the prosecution of a government, which is quite a feat. But let me be clear. This is Satan. Satan is a loser. Satan loses. Let me be clear. Satan lost. All right. What we are living out in the flesh, this is history. It's already done in eternity. Satan lost. Satan loses. And all of Satan minions, and he has many, many, many minions. Many of them I've named. And the Sheriff's Department is done. It's currently 8:19 p.m. This is P.O.C. 7DZX242, 6TTN299. 8FJB187, monitoring with the entity that's stalking by helicopter and molesting with light at the same time. It's 9:06 p.m. 8MOA163. 8AZD287, stalking with the Ontario police who are flying over me by helicopter. All right, this is kidnapping by an entity engaged in the pattern of conduct of federal group stalking and monitoring. I captured 2 videos of the Ontario police stalking by helicopter flying directly over me. As I captured, it's 10:25 p.m. I captured 2 separate videos. The entity is flying not over the museum, flying directly over me at the intersection of Fern and G Street. And this is the entity at 10:25 monitoring with the people of the state who are stalking in directed light. Here you go. And this is the entity that engaged in kidnapping today. They're going to federal prison. Flying over again. And that's an entity providing evidence while they know they're being documented. They're going straight to federal prison. This is the Ontario police that belong, and the Upland police. This is the same entity that engaged in kidnapping while they are stalking. Okay? You heard what those psychopaths are engaging in, all the lies that they're speaking while I'm dissecting all their lies. And then they're engaging in what is kidnapping because I am making them look like the liars that they are while they're stalking and monitoring me in the bathroom. Okay? It is 10:26 p.m. P.O.C.